Right then, good afternoon, good evening, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Jit Geek, welcome back to the Final Fantasy X Hardcore Nuzlocke. If you join us in the chat, great to have you with us as always. Just going to do a quick audio check as I've just updated OBS again. Seems to be every time I stream now. And then we're going to kick start on today's stream. It's going to be for a couple of hours. Good morning everyone. Right, things look like they're coming in okay. Game sound's coming in okay. If it's not, let me know in the comments, please. If you join us in the chat or after the VOD, on the VOD in the comments section. Right, what's the plan today? So, we've had a few things go on. We've done the Spectral Keeper, so we made it all the way, actually, legitimately, well, somewhat legitimately, to Spectral Keeper. At the time, I believe Spectral Keeper was theoretically possible. It actually turns out through the previous episode, the Spectral Keeper testing, that it absolutely is 100% possible if we lost 2 characters. Since then, though, I've done some calculations, I've done some reading on the P. Birdman guide, on the strategy guide, and I've actually figured out that Spectral Keeper is, in theory, 100% doable, deathless. And the way to go about that is through probably a 4, 5, maybe even 6 hour grind stream, stealing Hypello potions from one shred in the monster arena. Now, this is the point that makes me, I guess, not want to go back on my word that I made during the Flux fight. And that was, I said, if we were to hack in the remainder of the remedies to get ourselves auto-med, I would forego, or I would sacrifice, the Monster Arena Steal. Now, because the Monster Arena Steal at the time I didn't think was important, and I didn't know that this strategy existed for Spectral Keeper, I was in a bit of a catch-22. So what I've done is I've decided to go back to Flux, attempt Flux as many times as required, so that Riku and Kimahri survive. Whether Wakka survives is RNG, right? Is just down to the battle. Because in the Flux fight normally, Kimahri and Riku would survive guaranteed, 100%. Wakka though is still a 50-50. So if Wakka dies, we move forward without Wakka. Wakka is not important to the remainder of the strategies I have going forward. Not for Spectral Keeper, not for Unalesca, not for anyone I don't think. So that's the compromise. We go back to Flux, we've got the strategy nailed down, without auto-med as well. We do Flux. Sorry, just adjusting things. We do Flux. We get through Mount Gagazet. We've got the strategies for those. We get through Spectral Keeper. Sorry, we get through Sanctuary Keeper really easily. And we move on to Zanarkand. The dome's pretty easy as well. I didn't think that was that difficult. And we make our way back to the dome. Now, I've got about 2 hours today, so hopefully we can get back to the dome within those 2 hours. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the Zanarkand Cloister of Trials. It just depends on how things in Mount Gagazet go and in Zanarkand. So that's the plan. We're back to Flux. We smash Flux out pretty quickly. Then we make our way to Gagazet, second part. We smash that out as quick as possible, and we move forward onto Zanarkand. Hopefully that's nice and clear. Hopefully I'm coming in clear in the chat. Great to have a few of you already watching live. Bit of an impromptu stream. Reason I wanted to get it in as well is there will be no Nuzlocke over the weekend, unfortunately. Well, there might be, but I can't guarantee anything. There definitely won't be anything in the afternoons. It'll be, if anything, it will be on one of the evenings, probably on Sunday evening at a push. So that's the plan for today, right? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments if you're watching live, and in the comments going if you're watching back on the VOD. So with that out of the way, we're back to save state 6, which was number 150. And we find ourselves at the save point. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a beeline for for the autosave. Well, chances are we'll probably get ourselves into an encounter. Thought so. Not a bad encounter to start things off with. But it's going to waste a Chocobo wing. I think it's probably money well spent though. I can't do anything about this either, by the way. And I think it's just a case if we just have to get everyone basically the fuck out of there. What I'm going to do though is bring Tidus in because he's got the thunder proof. And has he actually? Yes, he has. And I'm going to escape, and I'm just going to pray that Whacker escapes as well. And I knew he did, he wouldn't. So we've lost Whacker already. Right, so we move on to 27. It's very unfortunate. I'm just going to load back up. It's the nature of the challenge, folks. I'm prepared to... I've got a few... What's the names already lined up? A few of the overlays, so we shouldn't have a problem. So yeah, so there's the start of things. We're already kind of down an attempt. Things not going so well on Gagazet. But I think, if I'm honest, with this compromise, I don't go back on my word, what I went through, what I said on the Flux, stream. I am able then to do the fact. I'm able then to do the steal in the monster arena for the Hypello potions. I'm then able to basically guarantee ourselves a victory versus the Spectral Keeper Deathless as well. So that was on the community poll. Right, just a sec. I'm just going to actually make a couple of tweaks to the setup to give us a better chance of surviving here. So I've got to do this anyway. So I'm going to equip Tidus with... That'll do. I can equip him then with that. Move him to the back. The trouble is, Riku hasn't got SOS. Doesn't matter though. So we get a preemptive, which is really good. It just means we've just got a couple of more turns just to get the hell out of here. So yeah, so hopefully everyone's okay with the compromise, right? I'm a lot more comfortable with the compromise, and I think I can, you know, I can go to bed, I can go to sleep at night now with that sort of compromise. It ticks all the boxes for me. It allows me to steal, it allows me to get through Spectral Keeper, which I actually didn't know whether it was possible to do so in this challenge, but now I've figured out a strategy, and I'm actually going to do no more testing until the official fight, until we get all the prep work done. I'm going to keep the strategy under wraps. Right, what do we need to do now? We need to get our team set up for Flux, and we're going to go for as many attempts as possible as we need in order to get through Flux. So Tidus, we want him on something pretty neutral. This will do. Yuna, it really doesn't matter what Yuna's got because we're just going to be using her for speed, for agility at the start. Kimari, we're going to go with Silent Strike, and now this is where we bring in the +10 and +10, but we're actually going to give him Zombie Ward and +5% HP and not give him the Auto Med. Whacker, it doesn't matter, so we'll just leave him with that. Auron, we need to give him something. That will do. You're good. You've got SOS Reflect. I think, apart from a couple more things I need to customise then, is Kimahri's armour. One of his Tetra armlets. So now we give him... So actually I need to far plane edit out those remedies. Usually I've got this lined up. Just bear with me. So we need to go back to 14 because we were meant to have 15. But we actually missed one on the moon flow. Right, so let's put Zombie Ward on. Look, right, on a proper Nuzlocke attempt, we would be in the position where we could do all of this because we know, and hindsight is a wonderful thing. The thing is, though, I kind of want to make myself happy, everyone else happy who's been following along, and what this allows me to do is to be in a position for Mount Gagazet where I theoretically would have been after an auto-med strategy versus Flux, having Riku and Kimahri survived, and I'm then able to, I guess, successfully or legitimately go for the Monster Arena steal, because at this point I haven't used the Monster Arena steal. So Kimahri's got all he can have at the moment, and I know a few people in the comments have been saying, oh, but you know, you should just kind of maximize the strategies, you know, have access to the best strategies. It's a good point, and I think this is the compromise, right? So Tidus has got the sensor. I don't think we need initiative. I don't think that's an issue here. Equipment's looking good. You've got bloody pad. You've got SOS. You've got the tanky stuff. The only other thing I need to customise before I forget is actually Riku's Serum Taj. I need to give her SOS null blaze, and that is going to be to recover safely after the Flux fight. So we won't need that during the Flux battle, but we'll need it during the post-Flux kind of recovery phase. I don't think we'll need Automed as well versus Unalesca. I've got a feeling we're just going to need Riku doing her thing and Aeons. So Automed I can live without, I believe anyway. Right, let's put in an autosave, and then so we've got the autosave in, that's good. Yeah, we're down to 14 remedies. So I think we're just going to go, we're going to crack on with Flux again. Let me just see the overdrive mode. I think it's probably best to have everyone in Comrade here where they can. No, Tidus we're going to keep with Victor. Nurse will keep with Victor. Bodyguard, Comrade. Captain doesn't really matter. The Director and the Chemist, yeah, we'll keep as Victor. So let's also just go and put that on the autosave as well. Excellent. Right, we're prepared for Flux again. So let's try attempt number 27. Oh shit, I need to just clock back because I haven't got the cutscene remover on. Okay, just get a few other things loaded while we're waiting. Okay. Right, attempt 27. Let's go back to Flux. No auto med. Let's see what happens. I'm really hoping for a first time victory here. So, as usual, we kick things off with Chocobo Wing. And this is where we defend with Riku. The captain's going to come in, and I believe we just swap weapons. And then Kimari comes in for a Mighty Guard. I mean, that's the perfect start. And I believe now what that means is we... I believe we win the fight. Riku getting Riku getting hit there in the initial attempt. I believe so. So we're going to defend with the lads. I don't think we need to defend with Waka. There's the full life round. We can get in, sneak in another Shining Gem. Because you see now, we've got Flux coming again with Lance of Atrophy. But there's no Morty afterwards to do the full life. So this is where I think we just defend with Waka. And this is where we bring in Tidus, who also can defend. That is perfect. So... to maximise turns here, we're going to bring Riku in. Riku's going to go for another Shining Gem. And then we're going to bring the Surfer back in. Now we're at 52. This next round should be the Dispel phase. No, it's the Full Life phase, which is really good. We might even be able to do this quicker than expected here. Shining Gem. Now, Tidus should be able to sneak in a turn there. That's perfect. Now, 46, so 24 leaves 22. I'm just going to do some calcs because we might be able to do this and get a steal. Is this a different part of Gagazet, actually? That's a thought. Can I get a steal versus Flux? Because theoretically I can get a steal here, and then in the following phase I can do a Riku overdrive. And the fact that we've got Riku in SOS is fantastic. It means we just don't have to waste the turn getting her into SOS. So, I'm just going to check the guide. Mountain Gate, Mountain Trail, Prominence. I mean, theoretically... geez, the Saturn Crest. Theoretically, we can get another steal here. So, this is the Dispel phase. I am going to think I'm going to chance it. So, there's the Elixir. The lads can just swap. Tidus can swap again. That's perfect. That's perfect. Kimari. I mean, I don't think it really matters with Kimari, so just attack. Riku now should be able to do a double 3 stars into a Sunburst. That does 24,000. And look at that, we're at 22,000. Right, into Yuna. Grand Summon. Make sure we're Grand Summoning. Look at that. Bosh, even got the overkill. Let's go, first time. Shalom Guard. I can work with that. Fantastic, folks. Right, plan's paying off already. So, step 1 complete. Flux defeated. Riku's back into SOS. We've just got to get her back into overdrive now. The easiest way to do that... May as well pick up the Saturn Crest. The easiest way to do that, though, I think, is to go back and we go to... We go back to Mount Gagazet just here, because now Riku's in SOS, we have the opportunity to use a Chocobo Wing, get Tidus and Yuna out, and then potentially survive with Riku versus everything. What we need is Riku, I believe, in... Or is Loner actually better? Because everyone's going to go. We're going to try Loner. I'm gonna risk Loner. Because theoretically Riku should be able to get everyone out using the Chocobo Wing, and then she's left on her own. So let's just make sure we've got initiative. Yeah, you can have that. We're going to get you into SOS Overdrive, but I think for now we'll probably keep... It's best to have you in Sleep Strike. And... yeah, we'll keep Kimahri in that. You can stay in this whacker. Auron, we're going to give you something like... I mean, ideally, it would probably just be something like defensive. Maybe just that. And then you, Lulu, we can keep with the waterproof. So, phase 2 of the plan is to get the team set back up. Now, as soon as Riku is back into overdrive, she's got SOS. She's got... SOS Haste, that's what I needed, and she's in Loner. We're going to test Loner. We need Kimahri, I think, probably back into Victor. So everyone's in Victor minus Riku. Yeah. As soon as Riku's back into overdrive, we can then start getting Yuna, Kimahri, and anyone else back into overdrive as well. Okay. Let's carry on. This is actually the best, I think, the best encounter. And the reason being is Riku can survive with 100%. Riku can survive 100%. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to swap her into the Moontage. Now, it really doesn't matter if Tidus doesn't escape. It does matter, though, if Yuna doesn't escape. But now with SOS Null Shock and Evade and Counter, we can't be hit here. So let's just swap weapons. That's the theory. And the counter-attacks do not inflict... do not, you know, charge the bombs. Even if they did, we're in a position where we can handle him. But theoretically, the situation is exactly the same no matter what the encounter is on Mount Gagazet. So Loner has proved very effective here. And I think just to save resources, we're going to escape when we can. Right, excellent. Now, let's put Riku... I feel like we need to put Riku into Slayer. Let's put her back into SOS. And what we'll do is we'll get Kimahri and Yuna back into the front line. Right, I'm just going to change Whackers to something that'll do. Just to something neutral, just in case we end up with Whacker and Riku on the same party, and Riku ends up having to swap into the moon Taj. So everyone's kind of looking good, looking unique. That's what I like to see. Okay, Riku's in Slayer, which is good because we can take everything out if we need to with a what's her name? 3 level 4 key spheres. Yeah, she can take everything out with the double 3 stars. And now the objective is to get Kimahri not just into Overdrive, but into SOS as well. Because of, I just want to kind of conserve resources. Randy O'Reilly in the chat, are you guy who takes off his garments for super chats? No, pal. No. Alright, we got rid of him. Thanks for joining though, pal. Thanks for the comments. Always helps with the algo, so appreciate it. Right, same story, but 7575 800. Now, just to be on the safe side, I am going to just use some of these lesser items. And when I mean lesser items, I mean level 4. In fact, I'm actually going to nip to the mix list to see if we can get a tall boy in another way. So level 4 and a level 1 is probably the best way to go about this. Shining Gem and level 1 is also well, to be fair, that wouldn't be a bad option. 3 stars and grenade I'm not going to use. Can we use a chaos grenade? That's a thought. Chaos grenade. I'm just going to check that magic website online around Riku's overdrives. Riku's overdrive damage. I just want to see what the low roll is on a chaos grenade. It's 6-3. Jesus Christ. If we can get 2 grenades in, then that's a possibility. Hang on, what is it? 6... Oh, 6-8-43 according to P. Birdman. $7,500. Yeah, I don't even want to risk it, so I'm just going to go for a tall boy, which will do perfectly. So, best thing I think to do is to use one of these level 4s that we picked up from Seymour, and we use a level 1. And this should take everything out and replenish Riku's overdrive as well. Excellent. One thing I do want to check is previously we had Kimahri with a fireproof armor. I just want to see if we've still kept on to that. Yes, we have. So we must have got that while we were doing Mount Gagazet grinding before for cash. Excellent. Right. I think we just carry on. Now, this is where we can use probably something like a Calamity or a Cluster Bomb. So what's the minimum we need to do? It's 3-7. Okay. 3-7. Yeah, it's going to be a Cluster Bomb. So let me just drop back to the Cluster Bomb. Ah, level 1 and level 2. That's really low. That's kind of like a real low Or we've also got Black Magic Sphere in level 2 if we need to. I think we'll keep the Black Magic Spheres though, because so level 1 Key Sphere and a level 2 Key Sphere should do the trick. Plenty of those in the kitty. Excellent. Crimson, what's up, man? How's the run going? Seen the start of the vids. Doing calculation. Good man. Good man. How's it going, Crimson? I can't remember. Apologies if you've been in the chat before. I think you have, and I do recognise the name. So appreciate the love and support as always. The run is, yeah, we took a bit of a step back to continue some promises. I don't like breaking my promises, and to also make sure we can do things like the Monster Arena steal. That is like the main thing, the main reason why I have kind of backtracked, and I've gone down this route of how can I put this simply? I've gone down this route of starting again with Flux. The Flux battle went really well. We're just doing kind of post-Flux recovery, and then we can move into Gagazet Part 2 and onto Spectral, Sanctuary Keeper, Zanarkand, and then I'm going to probably end things today, if things go well, at the Dome again. I'll probably do the Zanarkand Dome off screen because, you know, it's quite boring that. So what we're continuing to do here is Kimahri and Yuna need to get their overdrives back, and that's requiring Riku to use a few items. But this is where we need to use another tall boy, so it's going to be a case of a level 4 and a level 1 again. This should work in theory. Oh, that was fucking risky. 173. So even a tall boy does less than 8-7. I probably should have used a grenade there. So if we get this battle again, I'm going to have to make sure I use a grenade. There we go. Excellent. That was a bit of luck. We got a null-tide ring for our troubles though. That's good. The drops off that battle especially have been absolutely fantastic. Right, the other objective we need to do is to get Kimahri into SOS. So I do have a strategy for that, and it involves using the Chocobo ring, I think. And what we can do is actually bring the chemist in. I think this is going to work. Should work. 508, no, we're going to need another attempt. Right, what do we need to do again? We need to do... Just need to check. 1-8, 1-8 and 3-7. Okay, so let's bring Riku back in. So 3-7. Yeah, I'm just looking at Tallboy. Tallboy can do 8-4-3-7. Bloody hell. So 8-7-3-7, yeah. With a grenade, that'll take care of the big mech. So what do I need to do? 3,700. So that's going to be a cluster bomb again. So that's a level 2 and a level 1. I'm actually going to bring in Yuna, defend, and then bring in Riku here instead, only because it will just mean one less battle. So we need to do level 2 and a level 1. This should take care of things. Excellent. So that slight optimization means I just have to waste less resources. Okay. Just make sure everyone's coming in prepared. Right, you can have something like that for now. Sleep strike, sensor. Oh, we haven't got initiative. There we go, initiative and sensor. So if we put him into SOS, he's still not in SOS there. Right. If we put him into something other than this, he's still not in SOS. So we'll just keep him in that for now. Let me just double check, Riku. You're in SOS, you're in Slayer, and you've got all of your good stuff. Right. This should be the last battle, theoretically. Here is where we can bring Kimahri in again. We can bring Lulu in again. And we could do with Lulu having... I'm not going to mess about. We could do with Lulu having her magic booster for Kimahri. But if we do this, we don't get Kimahri or... Hang on, I would rather waste another Chocobo wing here. We almost need Lulu in and Lulu out. We probably should have used the Chocobo wing there on Lulu to get her in and out of the battle. Might have just wasted a Chocobo wing there. Never mind. How can we do this? I tell you what, it's actually not that important to get Yuna's overdrive. Right, that's perfect. So the objective is Kimahri's, because we need Kimahri in the back with Stone Breath. What's the damage here? What damage do I need to do here? So let's just bring in the nurse. 4, 4, and 7, 5. Right. So 4, 4, and 7, 5. So let me just go back to the special website for Riku. 4, 4, and 7, 5. It's going to have to be another tall boy, I think. Because Chaos Grenade does a minimum of 6, 8. And if I toss 2 grenades, 6, 8, 43, add 350, add 350, I'm running the risk of low rolls on the grenades. So I think just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to use my last level 4 and level 1, and this should take care of everything. Excellent. Got something else for our troubles. Right. We can equip Kimahri with his... Oh, he's just fucking missing that little tiny bit, for God's sake. Okay. Right, back to... For God's sake. That's because of the Flux battle. So we've got to go back to this then. So we do need another battle. Okay. Let's just get that out the way then. It doesn't really matter who we fight. Level 2 and a level 1. This should work. Excellent. Right, everyone's in overdrive. The post-Flux recovery has been fantastic. Everyone is in overdrive. Right, Riku can... I think we'll keep her in SOS just until we get to the next window. We'll bring Tidus in. Tidus can... We'll keep Tidus. Can he provide us anything special? Stone Touch, Counter Attack, Initiative. I like the Brotherhood, so we'll just equip that. No, we're just going to have to do with... Oh, that'll do. Razzmatazz. That's quite a cool looking sword. Counter attack. Oh, so Kimahri now needs his SOS. So let's get him prepared to use Stone Breath, because that'll just reduce the amount of resources we need to use. We'll change Riku when we move to the next screen. Yuna's initiative and sensor. Tidus doesn't matter. You're pretty good, but actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you SOS Reflect. You doesn't matter. You really doesn't matter. But just to be on the safe side, we'll give you... Why not? We'll give you that. No one else has got Zombie Ward. And then we just need to use a potion on the Director. Okay, we're good to go. The post-flux organisation phase went very well. This is where we move her to Daredevil and Kimahri to Slayer. And this is where I need to reset the... I need to take ×4 off. And I need to reset the cutscene remover. Because no one wants the next cutscenes. So we've got the Saturn crest. That's fine. How are we doing on crests? I kind of opted not to get any of them, I don't think. So, kind of half regret getting that, but oh well. There's nothing in the rules saying I can't get it. It's just it's very useless. I think this is the only part of this section that I need to worry about. Come on, cutscene remove. That's it. Kick in. Excellent. Right, let's wait for the pad to move. Right, what I need to remember is, in Gagazet, is we now have a new steal opportunity. And it's against the Behemoth again, which is fine. So, map and grenade, I need to check that Riku shit is in Daredevil. I don't think she is. Oh, she might be. Alright, let's just put it to sleep anyway. No, she is. She's in Daredevil. That's perfect. Right. I think we just get these guys out. We need to get Riku back into OD. And then we can go for a couple of no, I don't think... I think we probably just get enough turns to get one steal. Mana tablet as well. That's fucking phenomenal. That's the rare drop. Right, that's spot on. We should have 2 steals there. Wonderful. Even got a rare drop. Fantastic. Mana tablet. Beautiful. Right. I'm not saying that's a game changer, but it's pretty good going for the steal. So let's move forward. Daredevil and Slayer. Excellent. And Riku's in SOS Haste and SOS Overdrive. Busted. Okay, this is Ooh. I think this is another Riku battle here. Remember, we don't get the steal here, but I just need these two to get the hell out of there. If I have the opportunity versus these, I am going to run with Riku as well, because I'm not 100% sure as to whether the whether one of the attacks from the Bashora can actually evade, or can get through evade encounter. I don't know if it can. In fact, just to be on the safe side, now I've got the overdrive back, I'm just going to escape. Right, is this the first place we need to go? I believe it is. Right, this is another Riku battle. So that's good. One down, one to go. Do we get enough turns though? I think we do. Should get enough turns. I'm going to keep Yuna around because she's got the sensor and it'll help me just articulate. I was going to double check what the damage was. So Yuna swapped, Riku swapped, 2-3-75. Oh, we've got a couple of turns, perfect. Right, let's get Yuna out. Riku should be able to recover overdrive. To be fair, his first attack anyway actually isn't an attack. It's charging for his fire attack. So there we go. Excellent. Another one bites the dust. Right, underwater section. So we need Riku in Slayer. We need Tidus in Initiative, and we need to give Waka see, if it was up to me, no, we just need to give Waka this. So we've got a sensor, we've got initiative, we've got Riku, he's got lightning. I don't think anything round here for Tidus and that might work. Why not? But theoretically, Riku in Slayer can take everything out here. At a push, we're going to be using Treat 3 stars. But she's... well, I'm hoping she shouldn't have to. Now, do we get another steal here? This is what I want to check. Submerged Passage. I think we get one steal here, and that's about it, really. So we've had the Mountain Cave. C is Peptal, right. So this is going to the level 1 key sphere, but I believe it's all the submerged passage. So let's see what comes our way. I'm hoping with SOS Haste we'll be able to get a couple of steals and then go for the kill. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible. Though, is this a preemptive as well? I think it was. So, the only way to get out of this battle alive is actually to use the double 3 stars. So, actually, this might be the best case scenario. I'm just going to let the pad reactivate. So we get the extra water gems. Tidus can just defend with Whacker. Riku gets another guaranteed steal from the second Mailspike. The lads can just defend, and then Riku, unfortunately, is having to use here 3 stars for a sunburst. And look at that, the triple Slayer takes care of everything. And also, have we just picked up enough water? Ah, that's a shame. Yeah, we've only picked up enough water gems for 6. Right, so we don't get the steal here. We wouldn't be able to get the steal here anyway. Well, we would have on the splashers. So it's just a case of using double 3 stars. Riku takes care of everything. Right, let's see if we can get this in. Do this better than we did last time. So it's not that one. I've got a feeling it's this one. No, I think it is that one. It's the 3rd on the rotation, so it's not that one. Oh, look at that. 2nd time's a charm. Beautiful. And a level 1 key sphere to add to our collection for Riku's overdrives. Thank you very much. I'll take that. It's actually a very useful item. That is the only thing around here, I believe, that I need to get. Just going to refer to the book. Yeah, that's the case. Right, onwards, upwards. Riku's in Slayer. Excellent. Can we get away with not using double 3 stars there? I believe we can. Just depends what we can use. So I'm just going to go back to the special Riku overdrive list. So what do we need to do? 5, is it 5-1? I think it's a Chaos Grenade. Unless we can get some grenades in. How many? Oh no, because we're going to end up taking out the splashers, and they may do self-destruct, I believe. If I don't want to risk the self-destruct, you see. So I think we'll just go with a Chaos Grenade, which is a grenade and a purple sphere, not a Lux sphere. Excellent. Right, this is where I don't think I get battles here. So this is where I messed up last time and I didn't put Riku back into Daredevil. Just get the team sorted. You can stay there with that Ice Strike, I'm not worried. You can go back to your Razzmatazz. I think I can keep Tidus and Whacker set up the way they are, to be fair. Can we give... Has Whacker got an initiative? No, he hasn't. Oh, I wonder where that went, actually. That's a thought. Oh, no, he has. Initiative and Sensor. I'm actually going to keep him in that. Because I can just swap Yuna for Whacker then. Right, you're in Daredevil and Kimari is in Slayer. That is perfect. I'm just going to check equipment. You're good. You're standard. You're good. You're good. That's all I need to worry about at the moment. Right, can I get the pep talk now? No. This is an interesting battle because I can't... Well, I probably could beat it, but it can't be poisoned, I don't think. So... It's just a case of we silence it and then we get Riku's overdrive back. And we just pray we get enough turns before the silence runs out. But people don't like to escape. It is the one thing I despise about this game is the not 100% escape rate on escape. Right, we're just going to escape here because I actually don't think we can beat that unless we doom it. Right, let's move forward. I think we've... Same thing again. Shit. Hazardous shell, so it silences the thing, and then we just carry on with Riku. Right, let's get the team out. It shouldn't have a turn here. Yeah, Riku, more than enough turns to get back into overdrive. Right, I think it's to the right now. No, it's not. Where the fuck do we go? Is it to the left? Oh, it's left and down. Yeah, this is another Riku show. Let's get the rest out. What I've got to be careful of is just making sure that I'm following the CTB and not accidentally escaping with Riku, because that would be disastrous. It wouldn't be the worst thing, but it may mean an attempt over and then we've got to go back to Flux, because the next what's the name? The next save point isn't until the Zanarkand dome. I might as well defeat these. You never know what I get dropped. There we go. Busted. The fact that they can drop SOS haste is good. I think it's down here. Yep, same again. Riku should be able to always put those into sleep and poison. They have resistances, but I think it was Blitzace 469. I think that's his YouTube name. He was telling me that Riku's overdrives have like a percentage effectiveness, and things like Chaos Grenade and Hazardous Shell have like 150% effectiveness, and therefore they pretty much always are going to inflict sleep and poison, even if, you know, the enemy has a high resistance. Right, another one that we could probably beat, but we don't have to yet. So the main prerogative is actually just to get the fuck out of here, really. What would be handy, though, the fact that this is going to take a long time to capture, I don't think I'm going to do it in this stream, but it would be handy to capture one of these, because I think it's the best enemy that gives us... Oh no, we're not going down that strat, actually. I was going to say it's the best enemy that gives us Berserk Ward, but we don't need Berserk Ward. We need Berserk Proof, which is all about why we're going to need to steal all of those Hypello potions, and I'll probably have to block out like half a day. I got 10 Hypello potions in 45 minutes, but obviously there's diminishing returns when it comes to steals. So initiative and sensor and first strike, and then the lads have got their HP. Yeah, there's diminishing returns when it comes to steals. So obviously the enemies technically have infinite amounts of steals, but the problem is the percentage chance of stealing, I believe, halves every time you attempt to steal. Oh, bollocks. I've just fucked up. The only way we get out of this one is if I can get enough overdrive before... Let me see if I can get the lads out. I've fucked up here. Right, that was a close call. I think I need to stay in Daredevil there. Yeah, I think we'll go for a battle here. That's what I fucked up with last time. Is I didn't swap to an appropriate overdrive mode versus the enemies. So I just need to remember to do that in a moment. Otherwise, I'm going to be in up Shit's Creek, but I think we recovered really well there. If that was probably at the end of that submerged passage section, chances are that probably would have been a game over. Although, actually, I don't know what the Mouthspike's AI is. I think Riku may be able to survive. There we go. Right, I need to go back into the water. Oh, we got another Hatage. Fantastic. What's that one looking like? 2 freeze. That's brilliant. Right, back into the water. Right, overdrive mode. Slayer. No messing about here. Equipment is good. Right, let's go back into Submerged Passage, second section. Yeah, we've got to use double 3 stars. Bit of a mouthful to say, that is. Busted. Absolutely busted. Magic plus 10. That will sell for a bit. So, let's get rid of something shit. Like Sleep Ward. Right, let's motor on. 400, 400, 600. Is there anything we can use? No, I think we just go with double map here. Excellent. Yeah, busted. Right. Next trial is... Now, this is the only time, as I mentioned on the previous stream, is where you could theoretically use the sphere grid. So what I mean by that is if you go onto the sphere grid, Tidus is blue, Waka is orange, and Riku is green. But also it's kind of small, medium and large. So Tidus is blue. I think the green one is the smaller node here. Tidus is blue, and then Waka is red. This should get us the Fortune Sphere. Now actually I don't know what this Fortune Sphere gives us, if anything. Yeah, it's going to have to be, I believe, a Chaos Grenade here. This should be enough. Yep, fantastic. I think that's probably overdoing it. Oh my god, we got Automed 2 free slots. Fucking marvellous. Right, let's swap that. This is going to come in clutch versus Lady Unalesca, I reckon. Let's get rid of something shit from Riku. That's a busted drop. Absolutely busted drop. It's a nice weapon. That is phenomenal. Yeah, we did get the item. Oh, it's just not worth it. It's just a fucking fortune sphere. I should just leave it. I've just wasted. Oh, that is unbelievable as well. Riku getting some absolutely busted drops. Triple freeze there. I'll be taking that, please. No, forget it. Forget it. If the lads can escape, I'm just going to attempt to escape. If not, yeah, that's good. Right, I'm going to leave the fortune sphere. I don't need it. And I'm already having to waste enough items getting back to the surface because we've still got a third section of this to go. But that auto med 2 freeze is going to come in really handy. Yeah, if I can escape with the boys here, I'm going to try and escape with Riku as well. Busted. Just means less resources, that does. Right, we're back on land, folks. Just for the sake of swapping people about, I'm actually going to keep Waka in the front line here. And we'll just give you something really... There we go. Right, Riku back into Daredevil. Just making sure the bodyguard has Slayer. This is where Kimahri comes in because we can just Stone Breath these bad boys. I'm hoping this works. Excellent. That whole SOS... Yeah, SOS Overdrive, Slayer, Stone Breath, triple enemy encounter is just too good. It's just free money and free items. And that's why in this challenge, Kimahri is like, you know, borderline the GOAT. This though, that curative, that's going to come in handy. Right, we'll go for a hazardous shell here. And we'll just get Riku back into OD. Excellent. And we can get the lads out of there. Why didn't I think of that before? Just leave Waka in the front line. Because Riku and Kimahri are going to take care of everything round here. Like I said, if this enemy does come out of sleep, its first attack is always the charge. But it shouldn't. Oh yeah, we'll take that. That'll save me some money. Let's just see if Lulu's got anything we can swap it with. Yeah, we'll swap it with the 1 slot. Right, third section. Let's get Riku into Slayer again. Check equipment. I know I haven't been touching equipment, but I do want to just double check. First strike, initiative sensor. Yeah, we're good. This is quite a short passage though, so we shouldn't really get any encounters. We will take this because it sells for a fair bit. There we go. And then a return sphere this should be. Perfect. Then white spheres coming in handy. Oh, trust us to get a bloody encounter. If the lads can get out. Yeah, spot on. It just means we don't need to use the 3 stars. Right, I'm actually going to attempt to go back and go and get the pep talk. Riku's back in Daredevil. Just have her at the front. Nah, we may as well do the battle. It is a free victory. And we can just get the lads out. Right, how are we doing for time? We're on 112. That's good. Plenty of time for Sanctuary Keeper. I reckon we can make it to Zanarkand by the end of the 2 hours. I doubt we'll get a chance to do the Zanarkand cloister, but I've already done that in one of the previous couple of streams, so if you want to see me do it, you know, you can go back and I think it's, what's this, number 39, I think it's 37, the Sanctuary Keeper and the Zanarkand. Oh, it's the one we're missing as well. That is wonderful. We were missing an Ore Embracer or an SOS Bracer. Let's get him something good. Get rid of something shit here. Yeah, don't need that. Perfect. Everyone, I think, now has got an SOS haste, which is perfect. So what I was saying is, yeah, we'll probably get to the Zanarkand cloister, but I'll probably end up doing that off screen. Right, another easy one. Just put it into sleep and get Riku back into OD. Come on, lads. Just get out of there, please. I really don't want to escape. I've just got to make sure I am swapping weapons with Riku and not escaping. So there we go. The trouble is versus the Mandragora, it's got 31,000 health and poison only does 5%. So it takes 20 of their rounds, which I think is probably 4 hazardous shells or 3 hazardous shells. Right, we're going to take that because that's a really useful armour. And let's see what we can get rid of whackers. I always like to go 1-on-1. There we go. Plus 10% HP and 1 free is just not worth it these days. Right, lads, let's get out of here and let's get Riku back into overdrive, and then we can start making our way to Sanctuary Keeper. What's good about Sanctuary Keeper, though, is I think we get the platform. I can't remember when we get the platform in Zanarkand, so I'm probably going to need to get Riku back into SOS after the Sanctuary Keeper fight. Using the platform, because I think the platform is available back to Gagazet. And what that means is we can I don't know, we can go to the monster... no, we can't go to the monster arena. Ah, shit, have I not got a fucking... what's her name now? Have I not got an overdrive? Oh, bollocks. Forces me to get into an encounter. Right, it's probably the best encounter we could have really asked for. Just get the fuck out there, lads. Jesus. Whenever I want them to escape, they don't seem to want to escape. Just for safety, I'm going to do this. So I don't actually think the Dark Flan can do anything to us. But I don't think we can do anything to it either. Not with the current like setup and equipment and items and stuff we've got. I mean, we could waste like shining gems, I suppose. It's going to be very hard to capture that. Let me just check Riku's stuff. SOS haste. Okay, so let's go on to Sanctuary Keeper. Right, this is another battle we can do with Mr. Bodyguard. Need to check the ×4 off here. These stairs are a pain in the arse. Like Hazardous Shell always connecting is just perfect. We always get that overdrive. We always get that silence on is just perfect. I wonder what happened then versus the Grendel. Just seemed to get a few too many turns really quickly. Now, from what I remember, just thinking about Sanctuary Keeper strats, I just think it's pretty simple. I just think it's Riku into Chocobo Wing, into swapping some weapons about, into double 3 stars, into Bahamut Overdrive. I think it's as simple as that. I mean, obviously we've got to get there first. Maybe I pressed defend versus the Grendel before. Yeah, maybe I pressed defend and I shouldn't have. I'm wondering if is this the last turn that it gets with poison? No. I reckon I pressed defend before and I didn't get the sufficient turns for Daredevil. So we can just defend now. There we go. Excellent. Great to have so many of you watching. Tetra. Oh my god. We're getting some busted stuff on this this attempt. Right, let's get rid of something shit. There we go. I know it's not 1 for 1, but it is what it is. Right, we're probably best with this setup actually. Riku into Chocobo Wing. Bring in Yuna. So with that in mind, we need to give Yuna something neutral like that. And just double checking Yuna has an overdrive. I know she does, but I'm just triple checking. Just do a quick equipment check. Initial sensor on Waka. Do we need to bring in Kimari? I think just to be on the safe side, we'll give Kimari... Just give him that. I don't think we're going to need to use Kimari in this fight, and it's going to be over pretty quickly. Excellent. Okay. Kind of shit myself then, thinking I was set up for Sanctuary Keeper and not for random encounters. I think just standard procedure here, folks. Just getting Riku recovered. If it does wake up though, we can actually tank its attacks because we've got the customized moon Taj now, which we've given SOS Null Blaze on as well. All of those bomb cores have and will come in absolutely clutch as well. In Zanarkand, they did last time. Yeah, we might as well see what we can drop. Is there anything for Kamari we can drop maybe with a one slotter? Yeah, may as well. Right, I think this is the best we're going to get things. So let's just run straight into, I'm just going to double check. Yeah, always got to just double check. She's in SOS Haste, that's perfect. Right, we should just be able to do this in the first attempt. Oh, we got the cutscene remover on as well, perfect. Right, I'm hoping Chocobo Wing, that's perfect. I'm hoping Riku can just slot in now. So it's on 40, I reckon. I was going to try a cheeky steal there, but it really doesn't matter. So I think double 3 stars. And then I'm just thinking to Una Overdrive. Not a Tidus Overdrive. And we've got to make sure we're grand summoning Mr. Hitman. Now this should do enough. This should do over 21,000. Right, we should just go for the Mega Flare. GG baby, let's go. Sanctuary Keeper done. Right, that's I think that's kind of section 4 of today's plan. Done. An Arc Sword. That's half MP cost, yeah. Tidus doesn't actually have that much equipment. He's got the odd bit knocking about. I'm not getting rid of that Water Ward, I refuse. We're actually picking up a lot of good stuff. That half MP cost's going to... It's going to sell for quite a bit. So, Riku in Daredevil is a risk. We don't need to go back underwater, so we can actually have Una in the front line now with Initiative and Sensor. Whack it in the back, you can just have something random. And then we can bring in the Surfer. What we do need to do, though, is not just that, but... I think we need to backtrack slightly. And we need to go and get Riku's Overdrive back. And I think the best place for that is just here on Gagazet. So, a bit of messing about with the equipment here. Right, Kimari's just going to act as our overdrive person. Both the Thief and Yuna are going to be in Victor. Kimari's in Slayer, and he's just going to slay everything on Gagazet here. And there we go. We can get back to where we've just come from. Right, has Tidus got first strike? Yes, he has. Let's just make sure people have got unique equipment. Excellent. Now, theoretically, Kimari can just come in and wipe the floor with everyone. Perfect. Providing we just move him back to the back row, it's the Mount Gagazet strat all over again. And there we go. The ladies are in 20% overdrive. So a few more battles. No, we don't want you. We want you into you. A few more battles with Kimari, and the recovery, the Sanctuary Keeper recovery phase is complete. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Friday to you all. I'm buzzing it's Friday, to be fair. Like I said at the start of the show, there probably won't be a Nuzlocke episode this weekend. I've just got loads of stuff to do in the house, and we're just getting loads of stuff finished off, like the office. Like, I'm back in the office now, but we're just getting other stuff done in the house. If I am to stream, though, it's going to be Sunday PM. So just kind of be on the lookout for any community posts and stuff. I'll try and put something in the community posts just to let you all know. But yeah, apologies, there won't be anything this weekend. However, the following weekend, I'm going to try and make that up to you and do a few episodes. I'm going to try and do some like on the evening, like I've done tonight, and kind of make up ground, because I do want to get the I do want to get the steel streaming, the Hypello Potion steel streaming. That's going to take probably 3 or 4 hours though, so I'm going to have to play that one by ear. So depending on how far we get tonight, we've still got half an hour to get the rest of this plan done. And what I mean by done is we get to the Zanarkand cloister before 8 PM my time. Oh, Protect Bracelet, 2 frees. Very nice. Let's just get rid of that. That's a lovely armor for Auron. Right, how are the ladies doing? Right, everyone is back into overdrive. Let's get the formation sorted again. And let's get people's equipment back to where they need to be. You, my man, you can just have that. You're good with that. We'll keep you in SOS, because there is a couple of encounters in Zanarkand that we can use Kimari for. More the dome than Zanarkand. How are we doing on maps and grenades? Oh, we got plenty. We don't need to mess about restocking, I don't think. So that's the really easy recovery phase for after the Sanctuary Keeper fight. Now on to the next stage of tonight's plan. I knew there'd be a bloody encounter. And I'm very happy that I put Riku's overdrive back to Daredevil. There is, I guess, there is the option of putting her into Loner. And it just allows me to get the overdrive back just so much quicker. However, given that we need to be alone in battle, I suppose it's slightly riskier. He should die. Yeah, excellent. Right, we've got the cutscene remover on. I'm just going to reset it actually, just in case, because last time we ended up, I think, having to watch some part of this upcoming FMV, or upcoming part of the I don't think we can skip it all. Or can we? We can. Always got to have a little butcher's over here. Look at that for a view. Beautiful. No time for views though. We're on a mission to Zanarkand to get through to the dome, to get to the Spectral Keeper, back to the Spectral Keeper. So for all those that have joined quite late in the chat, Flux was attempted again without auto med, and we had the successful battle without losing anyone. So we've kept the 14 remedies. We haven't hacked any more in. We've maintained the ability to now use the Monster Arena to steal once, but that means we haven't got Kamari with a auto med armor. I'm comfortable to sacrifice the auto med in place of the steal. The reason being is I've figured out a way to get berserk proof, which I've come to terms. It is arguably the most scarce, what can I call it, scarce piece of equipment probably in the entire game. There is only one enemy in this entire game that drops berserk proof, and that's in the Omega Ruins. So the fact that I've figured out a way of getting berserk proof, in theory, and I'm going to keep this under wraps until we fight Spectral Keeper, in theory I believe I can 100% win against Spectral Keeper in this challenge deathless, using the strat I've got in mind. It just requires though that probably 4, 5, 6 hour steal session versus the shred in the Monster Arena. Hence why today I've gone back and I've kind of kept my promise by, if we hacked in the remedies, we sacrificed the Monster Arena steal, but I've, you know, that's why I put in today's stream to get back to the Spectral Keeper. To get back to the Spectral Keeper without hacking in the remedies, so we've got access to the Monster Arena steal. And what that means is we've got access to defeating the Spectral Keeper deathless. 100, and I think it's a 100% strategy as well, as in, if we can get this set up, we beat it every time, deathless, no character loss. Whereas without, like the previous attempt, we would have probably had to, I would have had to have broken my promise by not sacrificing the Monster Arena steal in place of hacking in the remedies, and I don't like breaking my promises. So I think everyone's happy with this attempt, with this kind of strategy, with this setup, and I can kind of go to bed, you know, sleep safe and sound. Now, is this the what? There's one, I think there's one encounter here that may give me an issue, and it might be this one. It might not. Riku might be able to take on everything here. So yeah, I think with the stream we've done tonight, everyone's happy. We actually only ended up going from attempt 26 to 27 because we lost the battle on Mount Gagazet to Flux. You wouldn't believe it. The hardest part of this challenge has been the random encounters. And figuring out some of the boss strategies like Altana. Riku putting in some serious work though in these 2 hours so far. Right, we're nearly there, folks. We've only got a couple of battles to go until I am at the desired checkpoint, which technically isn't the save state. The save state is the Zanarkand Dome, the Zanarkand Cloister one, after the Zanarkand Trials is done. But given the time, I think I'm just going to go for getting us to the Zanarkand Cloister, and then we're going to call it a night. I know there's a few of you watching. But yeah, we've got, I mean, to be fair, when we do get to like the next stream, there's a fair bit of grinding to do in the Cavern of the Stolen Faith for things like stamina tablets, soul springs. There's an opportunity to get more lunar curtains. There's an opportunity to get silver hourglasses. There's an opportunity as well, which I need to get at some point, an opportunity to get a no encounters armor. So there's plenty of spoils to get. We can... Oh, that's fucking beautiful. We can even fight Yojimbo as well, so there's nothing stopping me fighting Yojimbo. That is an absolutely busted drop. So much so, we're going to get rid of something like that. How are we doing? How are we doing for stuff? Right. Here's Riku's... I think that's an MP stroll, which I'm probably just going to... I'm probably not even going to grab. Right. Tidus escapes. The nurse can escape when she wants to. Yeah, there is an argument to be had about Loner Overdrive here. But considering we get more than enough turns to recover Riku's Overdrive in Daredevil, it just means that on these occasions where all of the characters don't want to escape, we've got the opportunity to get Riku back into some form of overdrive without worrying about everyone escaping, I suppose. Now this should just be... That should be the victory. Wonderful. Doing really well for cash as well. Nah, we'll leave that. Okay. Could be the final battle, potentially, of the Mount Gagazet Fiends. I am slightly disappointed with the game, to be fair, that in this section it didn't give us some new enemies, because that would have been cool. That would have been like an opportunity to do so. And the quicker we can get out here, the more chance I've got of not getting this stream a copyright strike because of this track. So, just die, Bashora, please. Wonderful. Excellent. Right. Oh yeah, we're definitely taking that. Right, who's got some real shit stuff? Right. Let's have a look. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Last encounter then. Easy one. Easy one. I don't think we've encountered a Dark Flan here. Okay, Tidus can get out of there. I mean, look, I don't have to escape, but Just means I can just solely focus on getting Riku recovered then, back into overdrive mode. Rather than pressing triangle and maybe pressing triangle on Riku and it all goes a bit belly up and I don't get overdrive for the next battle. So I'd rather just focus on Riku's overdrive and everyone else can bugger off. Lovely jubbly. That was an easy section. Right, we haven't got the platform there yet. I think we've got to get to the other side of the dome. So, I think the strat here is just double 3 stars. So I think I'm just going to put Riku into Slayer here. And we've got a backup of Kimari in SOS with his SOS overdrive. But I think Riku in Slayer here is probably the best thing to do. The other thing is I need to figure out where the friend sphere is. So I'm just going to double check again. So we've come from the overpass, we've gone to the dome. So C, I don't need the 10k gil. It's when we get to the circular part. So I don't need the gil. So I'm just going to make a beeline. Right, this is the only issue encounter I've got here. But I get a steal. What I might do is, if Riku doesn't get a turn, I was going to suggest there, if Riku didn't get a turn, then I'll bring in Auron for the shooting star. But I'm going to save that for fuck's sake. Just means I keep having to waste Chocobo wings. Okay. It's a good use of Chocobo wings though, that. So I'm not bothered about that. Oh, for God's sake. So I can't afford Riku to not get out. At a preemptive strike though, I think escaping should be 100% effective. I think the RNG we've been given in this yeah, in kind of this, I don't know what even to call it. The RNG is favouring the defender. The defender Z. Right, I'm just going to check the P Birdman guide about how much health these have got and what the overkill is and stuff. So I need Zanarkand. There we go. Zanarkand ruins. So Defender Z I don't need. Yat 97, which I think is the one at the back. Yeah, and then YKT 11. So let's just come off that a sec. So that's got 3-7. YKT 11 has got 6-2. So if I use a bomb core on that, do I get an extra turn? No, I don't. So I need something that's going to do 6,200. Could be a Chaos Grenade. Could be a Tall Boy. I think I'd rather use one of those. Chaos Grenade or Tall Boy. Right, let's go to the mix list. So let's try Tall Boy first. And Daughter Tomorrow, no. Level 4, no, we've just run out of those. Shining Gem and level 1, 2, 3 or 4 Key Sphere, so we might be able to use those. 3 stars and Grenade. I'd rather keep the 3 stars. It's more the Shining Gems. 56. I mean, I've got quite a few. Or I could, I suppose, use a 3 stars. So Tallboy does a minimum of 8-4. Yeah, that's perfect. Right, let's go for a Tallboy. And that's a 3 stars and a grenade. Okay, I think we can... Three stars and a grenade. So grenade and 3 stars. Should work. Busted. Busted. Yep, she's in Slayer. That's good. And those can't be petrified, you see. So, oh, I've gone down the wrong fucking one. Now, is this where... No, I think we just use another grenade and 3 stars. This should take everyone out. Busted. Right, the Friend Sphere I'm only getting to use for Riku's mix. Let's see if we can escape here rather than using precious items. Yes, we get the escape. Yes, we get the escape. Yes, we get the escape. Right, that's just one less 3 stars I have to worry about using. This, I feel like I'm going to need to use it. So, grenade and 3 stars. Busted. I might use Oran's Overdrive here if they don't escape. Oh, perfect. And we made it, folks. Wonderful. Right, it's 10-8, so actually I might even throw in the Zanarkand Cloister as a bit of a bonus. Do I get anything else around here? D is the Lux Sphere. No, I don't. What I'll do is, though, I'll drop a save into 143, because that's the ongoing save. And then when we actually do Zanarkand Cloister now, I will save over 151. Now 188 was the previous Spectral Keeper test. Yeah, it was the test save to do the testing on. Okay, got the strat guide with me. So if you did witness this before, apologies, we've got to do it again, but is what it is. Right, let me take the ×2 off actually, because it's a lot easier in normal speed mode. So we need the green one, which is, I believe, this one here. We need right hand side red, which is which is that one. So we've got right hand side red, right up red. We need blue right angle, which is, I believe, this one, and then we need the yellow one, which is next to it. There we go. That should activate. Excelente. And then I think it's, what, 4 puzzles next door? And then I think we're good. We've done every part of the plan very well so far. We've just got to get this next phase done, and then we can save at the save sphere. But the next episodes, just as a bit of a spoiler, are going to be going back to the Cavern of the Stolen Faith. So we get the 1 steel, and we've got to basically maximise the amount of items that we get from the magic urn. And I think I've worked out I probably need half a dozen. I need half a dozen stamina tablets. Right. For the strat. Well, not just for the Spectral Keeper strat, but the more I get off the magic urn, the less I need to get from Unalesca, and the more favourable that fight's going to go. So this one and this one. I'm going to get the red ones first, and then I'm going to worry about the blues. So I know I'm going to do this a bit slowly, but is what it is. So there's another red one. So we need the triple red. Right. So it should be that one. Yeah, and this one. You can kind of just faintly see it. And this right hand side one. We need the green one at the top. I actually think it's just amazing that you've got that little ledge there. So we need this green one. What's the blue one we need? We need 3 across, 1 down, which is this one. If I can do these first time again, that would be wonderful. And I need the reverse L shape, which is, I think it's that one there. Yeah, that one should be done. Excellent. Okay, next one. So yeah, so in the next couple of episodes, we're going to be going back to the Cavern of the Stolen Faith. We've got the steel outside, actually, I believe, as well. So that's another area we can steal from. We've got the steel outside. We can go and see Duran. We can pick up the... I don't think we can pick up the rusty sword. We have to check the rules whether I can pick up the rusty sword. Either way, we can't get it. We can't get Oren's... what's her name? We can't get Oren's celestial weapon, so... It really doesn't make any difference if we pick it up or not, I don't think. Yeah, we can go and see Duran. Probably pick him up for the Blitzball team, even though we're not going to play Blitzball, but have to get Duran. What else? We've got the steel outside. We've got the steel inside. We've got the magic urn encounters. We can potentially get a no encounters equipment or weapon from the ghost. We can fight Lady Ginham and Yojimbo. And then there's a couple of prizes to be had after the Yojimbo battle, which are going to be useful. We've got the flexible arm for Riku with 4 free slots, which may come in handy versus Unalesca. I don't know, because I've done 0 Unalesca testing. So we've got the 2 there. Right, let's just get these correctly done. So, right, that's another one. So we need double red. We need this green, and we need the blue on its own at the top. So yeah, plenty to do on the next couple of episodes. And we need the other. Oh, we need the blue. That's right over the other side as well. It should be this one. That should be this one done. Excellent. Now, the good thing about that strat, though, is we've done the Zanarkand Cloister, we can save at this save sphere. And if we die, we start another attempt, but, you know, according to the current rules with the save states, we start from this save sphere, the save sphere. So all of the progress we've done today is not lost. Right, red 1 is this one, and this one, that blue, the right angled one, the R shape, which is this one, and we need the L shape, which is this one, and then we need the 2 greens, so we need 2 and then 1, so I think that's it. There we go. And then we need the pointy one, which is down the bottom by the other red. So I'm going to go the long way, just to be sure. I think it's this one here. No, it's not. It's this one here. Is it definitely that one? Yes, it is. Excellent. That should be that one done. One more to go, and then we are set. Well, we're set for when we get back from the Cavern of the Stolen Faith. I'm really pleased that we managed to get the Zanarkand cloister in as well. So we're basically back to where we were at the end of part 37, which was the first time we did Flux and Sanctuary Keeper. Right, so we need the red, and we need this red as usual, and we need another right hand side red, which is this one, and we need this blue, I think, and we need the L shape, which should be this one here. So that's all the reds, or both blues. Where's the green? So it's dot dot down, dot dot to the left. Okay, so we can go down here for that green. I believe it's this one. Yep. And now we need just the yellow, which is this one on its own. It's the only one we use for the yellow, actually. Busted. It's a 4 out of 4. Now we have to take the lights. Spooky. Can never remember which one's which. If this is the right one. No. There we go. Excellent. Can we get it done before 8 o'clock? Before my intended time? Or before the 2-hour mark? I think if we got that sphere right, then I'd get it done before 8 o'clock my time. Excellent. Let's go. Wonderful, folks. The lights are out. Spectral Keeper is awaiting us, and he's going to have to wait a bit longer because we've got a fair bit of prep to do until we can, we can tackle that mighty beast. So I think we're going to pause it for there tonight, folks. It's been great having so many with me. Join us in the chat on the live stream. If you are watching on the VOD, welcome. Thanks for checking in. And subscribe to the channel if you're not part of the community. For all those watching on the live stream, I really appreciate the love and support. Crimson, if you're still watching, buddy, appreciate the comments in the chat tonight as well. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed tonight's content. Subscribe to the channel if you're not part of the Jit Geek community. And I will catch you all on the next one. The next one may be Sunday, so just watch out for a community post. If it's not Sunday, it will definitely be next week, and we can kickstart with Save State 7. And we can kick on with the Monster Arena Steel and the Spectral Keeper preparations, shall we say, and the stealing from the Cavern of the Stolen Faith. Catch you all on the next one. Great to have so many of you with me. Take it easy. Have a great weekend all. Bye for now.